What if the heavens themselves spoke to us, not with thunder or lightning, but with a whisper so profound it stopped thousands in their tracks? For centuries, mystics and visionaries have foretold a time when divine truth would be unmistakably etched across the sky. Signs so clear no one could ignore them. And then, it happened. In the Philippines, something extraordinary appeared in the heavens, something most major news outlets ignored. But for those who witnessed it, the moment was unforgettable. It was an event that quietly rippled through communities, sparking conversations that echoed ancient prophecies and modern questions. Imagine this: a bustling crowd gathered outside the Basilica of Our Lady of Peñafrancia in Naga City, Philippines, united in prayer for National Youth Day. The air was thick with devotion, anticipation for a celebration of faith and service. This was no ordinary day. The atmosphere was charged with a collective spiritual energy. Suddenly, as if on cue from a higher power, eyes turned skyward. Not to the usual scattered clouds, the mundane formations that drift by unnoticed, but to a singular, striking formation. It was unlike anything else in the vast blue expanse, a cloud that seemed to defy natural explanation, holding its form with an almost deliberate precision. Within moments, a photo began to spread like wildfire across social media, instantly shared from phone to phone. Zoomed in, viewers could clearly make out a human figure formed in the clouds. Some, their hearts swelling with awe, believed it was Jesus, his benevolent form looking down upon them. Others saw the serene profile of the Virgin Mary, noting what appeared to be a long, flowing veil, gracefully draped behind the figure. Whether a divine apparition, a miracle unfolding before their very eyes, or an astonishing coincidence of atmospheric conditions, the image stirred something deep within the hearts of those who saw it. It was a powerful, undeniable moment that forced them to pause, to reflect, to ask a question that resonates through the ages. What if there's more to this world, more to our existence than meets the eye? What if the divine truly manifests in ways we can scarcely comprehend? Of course, in our modern, often cynical world, unusual cloud formations often invite a chuckle or a skeptical remark. We're quick to dismiss them as pareidolia, our brain's innate tendency to see familiar shapes like faces or figures in random patterns. And it's true, pareidolia can explain why some see a saint, while others might see a ship, an animal, or even a pop culture character in the clouds. It's an understandable scientific explanation. But this event, this singular occurrence in the Philippine sky, felt profoundly different. It wasn't just the startling clarity of the image, the uncanny precision of the human-like form. It was the timing. It was the setting. This wasn't a random cloud appearing over a bustling city street or a remote mountain range. This was captured directly outside a church, moments after Mass had concluded, in a country renowned for its deep, fervent Catholic faith. The confluence of these elements created an undeniable resonance, a feeling that this was not merely a random cloud in a random sky. This was a moment imbued with a profound sense of the sacred, an almost palpable connection to something beyond the everyday. One person, among the thousands gathered, overcome by the sheer wonder of the moment, captured the phenomenon on video, carefully zooming in to reveal the exquisite detail, the faint outline of a head, flowing hair, and what appeared to be extended arms and legs, almost in a gesture of embrace or benediction. For many, both in the devoted crowd below and among the countless individuals who saw the footage online, the moment and the cloud's appearance were far more than a mere coincidence. They were a silent, powerful, and deeply moving reminder of divine presence, a gentle nudge from above. While one close-up image of the cloud figure circulated widely, becoming the defining snapshot of the event, another, broader shot tells an even more compelling and nuanced story. In this wider view, the cloud formation stands out with astonishing clarity against the vast expanse of the sky. It's not just the shape itself that's striking, the human-like silhouette etched against the blue, it's its remarkable isolation. Amidst a sky filled with conventional clouds drifting casually at various altitudes, none exhibited anything extraordinary except for this single, magnificent exception. This particular formation defied the amorphous nature of its counterparts. Its majestic structure, observers noted, bore an uncanny and consistent resemblance to a human silhouette, while the surrounding clouds were flat, diffused, and utterly unremarkable. This stark visual contrast is precisely what made the image resonate so profoundly with people of faith, transforming it from a mere meteorological curiosity into something truly significant. This wasn't simply a cloud shaped vaguely like a person. It was a cloud with the distinct contour, texture, and presence of a human being, standing alone, almost sentinel-like, in an otherwise ordinary sky. As the image diffused rapidly across online platforms, it attracted the attention of hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of viewers, both virtually and in person. According to reports, an estimated 8,000 individuals or more flocked to the actual site, transforming the church grounds into an impromptu pilgrimage destination. They came not to demand irrefutable scientific proof or a definitive explanation, but to pray, to meditate in silent contemplation, or simply to stand in reverence at the sacred spot where the impactful photograph had been taken. For them, it wasn't about demonstrating something to the entire world. Rather, it was about finding truth within themselves and sharing that authentic experience with others who were open to listening and understanding. It was a collective act of homage to a fleeting instant that had deeply touched their hearts, leaving an indelible mark on their souls. For some, the image sparked a profound and reflective exchange of opinions, encompassing diverse viewpoints that ranged from fervent belief to cautious skepticism. Some present in that moment, overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of what they witnessed, interpreted it as a clear, unmistakable sign sent from the highest heavens, a direct message from the divine that left them bewildered and filled with wonder. Other individuals, with a more reflective and detailed approach, questioned if the image might symbolize an entirely different entity altogether, perhaps the deeply venerated Virgin Mary, or even a celestial winged being, an angel sent to convey solace or guidance. And naturally, a significant number of people, grounded in a more empirical worldview, remained utterly incredulous, attributing the entire experience to pareidolia, the mind's innate and well-documented propensity to identify recognizable figures or patterns in random stimuli, such as clouds, shadows, or even reflections. Despite these considerable divergences of opinion and interpretation, what managed to reconcile the vast majority of individuals who had the opportunity to contemplate the image, whether in the physical world or the digital realm, was the profound, shared sensation that something truly extraordinary had occurred. Something that deserved to be highlighted, something that stirred the deepest emotions, even if only for a brief lapse of time. In an era when humanity often overlooks the mystery that surrounds us, when we're prone to rationalizing away the inexplicable, moments like this compel us to pause, to meditate, and to allow ourselves once again the possibility that the divine can manifest on our earthly plane, even in surprising and unusual ways. In our contemporary landscape, the perception and public response to events of this nature have acquired an increasing complexity and a wider spectrum of nuances. The exponential growth of technology, particularly the accelerated development of artificial intelligence, has revolutionized various sectors of society, making it progressively more challenging for individuals to differentiate clearly and precisely between what is genuinely real and what is pure fiction. In a world saturated with information and visual stimuli, images, videos, and even entirely fictitious narratives generated by artificial intelligence can be produced and disseminated in a matter of seconds. This has inevitably led to a growing state of confusion within the virtual realm, where a vast number of people find it increasingly difficult to distinguish veracity from invention. It is fundamental, therefore, to approach situations like the one in the Philippines with an attitude of profound humility and a high degree of discernment. Not every strange or beautiful cloud that forms in the sky is necessarily a divine or celestial message, but neither should every signal that might be relevant or significant be automatically dismissed out of hand. In such circumstances, what acquires greater relevance is not limited solely to the visual representation itself, but also, and perhaps more importantly, the profound impact it generates in those who contemplate it. If it manages to move the heart and motivate reflection, if it incites profound questioning and fosters an environment of serenity, meditation, and spirituality, then it is highly probable that, in some way, it has achieved its ultimate purpose. And whether the figure in the sky was truly a genuine divine apparition or simply a remarkable coincidence that captured the attention of all present in that place, the more complex and detailed interpretation may not be found in what was observed initially, but rather in the thoughtful and introspective way in which we choose to respond to and process such a deeply impactful experience. Was it truly Jesus who performed that astonishing miracle, an event that has been transmitted throughout the centuries? Could it be possible that Mary was the guiding force responsible for this situation, a maternal presence offering solace? Could it be possible that that mysterious figure, appearing at precisely the right moment, was a celestial being, an angel sent to protect us and guide us on our earthly path? Or are we, perchance, merely contemplating the presence of a fleeting cloud in the vast blue sky that extends before our curious and searching eyes? Perhaps, on occasion, it is not necessary that we know the precise solution to our uncertainties beforehand. Perhaps the true, profound interrogative we should be posing at this very moment is the following: are we, as human beings, truly capable of identifying the subtle whisper of the firmament when it communicates with us, when it seeks to convey a message beyond words? When something extraordinary and unexpected appears in the sky, people are often naturally drawn by curiosity and instinctively lift their gaze heavenward in search of answers. However, on occasion, what truly becomes more significant is what transpires subsequently: the subtle yet profound transformations in the interior of the heart, within the intimate confines of the home, and within the broader community, particularly the ecclesiastical one. This recent and surprising occurrence in the Philippines, whether interpreted as a direct divine sign or simply as a marvelous instant within nature's grand tapestry, has generated a significant impact on the local community. It has powerfully called attention, initiated intriguing and much-needed conversations, and for some individuals, it has quietly yet firmly returned them to the faith they had, perhaps in some way, abandoned or drifted from. Could you tell me if this situation is considered negative or detrimental in any way? In an era when the world feels more distracted than ever before, when many churches are slowly but steadily emptying, when sacred sacraments are easily forgotten and pushed aside, and when genuine silence is an increasingly scarce commodity, perhaps even a brief moment of profound awe and quiet reflection is entirely sufficient to awaken something deep within the human spirit and rekindle the sacred flame of spirituality. Perhaps in those moments of genuine connection with the universe and profound, silent reflection, people are indeed reawakening a fundamental question that has remained latent in the deepest recesses of their beings for an extensive period of time, a pivotal question that inexorably leads them back towards the divine essence from which they originated. After this compelling event went viral on social media, sparking widespread discussion, many people, predominantly young individuals, made a conscious decision to return to their churches to participate in Sunday Mass. Some of those present came purely out of a burgeoning curiosity, desirous of exploring and discovering the unknown, drawn by the irresistible pull of the mysterious. Other faithful individuals approached the sacred place of worship to actively participate in the religious ceremony and humbly elevate their fervent prayers. Still others came, drawn by an irresistible feeling of nostalgia, a yearning for something familiar and comforting that they found impossible to ignore. This return to faith and spiritual engagement is not happening solely in large, dramatic multitudes, nor exclusively through sudden theatrical conversions. Rather, it is occurring in a gradual, consistent, and deeply personal manner, in which souls slowly but surely advance towards divine grace, taking firm and decisive steps on their unique spiritual path. And perhaps, in this very situation, that gradual and sincere movement is entirely sufficient to achieve our objectives and attain the desired success. In the timeless narratives of the Gospels, Jesus habitually carried out astonishing manifestations of his divine power, performing miracles that awed and inspired. However, he consistently emphasized to his disciples, and to all who would listen, that true salvation and spiritual fulfillment reside not in the extraordinary nature of the miracles themselves, but in the profound depth of one's faith and the complete, unwavering surrender to God. A human heart that is touched and moved, even if only slightly, by a divine encounter is infinitely more valuable, more resonant, and more transformative than the deafening rumble of thunder echoing high in the sky. So then, what if this beautiful and enigmatic image in the clouds, regardless of the precise circumstances of its formation, served as a gentle, comforting call home, a tender reminder, whispered from the heavens, of our eternal place of origin and our true belonging in this vast and wondrous universe? It wasn't a loud, authoritative voice issuing a decree, nor an imposing command demanding immediate obedience. Rather, it was a subtle, delicate question that gently slipped, almost imperceptibly, into the depths of one's being, caressing the soul with its inherent mystery and its profound existential depth. Are you in this moment still in search of something particular? Are you still lending your attention to what I'm saying, allowing these thoughts to resonate within you? Because somewhere, beyond the thin veil of this tangible world, the heaven of heavens still reaches out to us. And it does so not with overwhelming, crushing force, but with a profound and sincere love, a love that transcends all barriers and manifests in every gentle gesture and every unspoken word. And when that love, that universal, purest sentiment that connects us to the very essence of our being, calls to us even from the ethereal confines of the firmament, may we possess the unwavering courage, the unshakable inner strength to respond with every fiber of our being and surrender ourselves to it without reservations. If this video resonated deeply with you, if it stirred something within your heart or mind, I warmly invite you to please like it and subscribe to the channel, and crucially, activate the notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming content as we continue to explore profound and inspiring topics. Thank you for accompanying me to the very end of this journey, for sharing these moments of reflection. Until next time, my dear friend, and may God bless you always.